This is the case I am talking about. Ontario's Superior Court of Justice, 161 Elgin Street, between the plaintiff Stephen Poulin, born April 12, 1976, full name Stéphane Joseph Jacques Poulin, and defendant, insurance company Wawanessa. On April 12, 2004, this action has commenced. Wawanessa is being sued for the sum of $2 million for liability in a car accident that happened on March 3, 2013 for the limited statute of bodily injury. Stéphane Poulin has suffered 2/3 of his bodily function and has permanent damage directly linked to the car crash on Montreal Road and Lacasse Street in Vanier, Ottawa, Ontario. According to the policy number 7061537 for the vehicle Chevy serial number 1G1NE52J21M613668, policy covers bodily injury. All steps were taken, including using your doctors through Make-Us, a company that's owned by and hired by Wawanessa, and after being assessed by your doctors, say that 2/3 of Stéphane Poulin's bodily functions are gone. Stéphane Poulin has suffered permanent damage to his right side of his body, including the proper use of his right arm and legs. Well aware of the 2-year limit to file, Stéphane Poulin was trying and has mediated through many, including Lorraine and Colleen and others that are not mentioned here, as well as going through all the processes of yourself, Wawanessa. Evidence is including for your majesty, and would like to take a minute and look at the video on YouTube under Stéphane Poulin World Record, where I have full access and use of my legs just months before the accident, and now you will see it for yourself in court as well. The only way to release this matter from your majesty is to pay the entire sum of $2 million plus court fees, if any should arise. Sincerely, Stéphane Poulin, with my new address, 36260 York Street, Ottawa, Ontario, K1N5V1, Canada.
Good morning, everybody. This video here is actually for court purposes, and it's actually regarding the car accident I suffered on March 3rd, 2013. This is my eyes look and sort of what I'm going to look like in court. Alright, this is the face, and I know I got a lot of hair and I look a little scruffy there, but that's for another movie, another music video I'm gonna have to do in about 6 months from now. So yes, it was just so that you have my proper face in there, and I'm going to add to that where my body is at, in case Wawanessa decides to do the right thing and pay before it actually involves a real judge. Thank you. So even though I act all kinds of movies and play all kinds of retarded stuff like that, the hardest thing for me to have ever learned is to become politically correct, and because this wasn't the first accident I've suffered, but I'll show you. I now walk like this, and I will walk like this for the rest of my life. That's never going to heal. The front leg won't go ahead of the left leg by itself. You know, this is some process that happens when we're 9 months, a year old, a year and a half, you know. And it's been a year and a half now, almost since the car crash, a year, 14 months, something like that, almost a year and a half. And it hasn't gotten better. Actually, it's becoming worse. And I'll show you the other permanent damage. I can no longer lift my arms up. Like this left side is new-ish, and it's stemming from the car crash, and it's just gonna deteriorate. But I can't even reach up for the sky. Okay, and that's called permanent damage, and that's because my spine in the car crash went like that. Okay, I was hit on the side, and it broke my spine in the lower spine, and also in the neck, and it ripped all the ligaments that are on this side. Most people, you see all this stuff, folks? That's not normal though. Okay, that's really not normal. These aren't camera tricks. This is fact of life. Okay, it was broken in the car crash. I went. I'm gonna try and show you one last little thing for your arm. And when I was driving. Okay, I was stopped at a red light, and then my light turned green. And then I started moving forward. I was at about 20 to 30 kilometers an hour when there was a lineup of cars on this side. Nobody with signals coming into my lane at all. I was in the far right lane, and 2 or 3 vehicles actually with turning signals to turn on Lacasse Street or St. Anne Street, one of those 2 streets in Vanier off Montreal Road. And all of a sudden the minivan just decided that he wanted to get out of that lane, maybe, I don't know, but never signaled, and most likely never did a shoulder check as well. And when I was hit, the extent of the hit made my body break like this, and it went so fast that the body went snap this way and then snap this way. The only thing that saved me was the fact that I had my seatbelt on, or folks, I would be dead today. Okay, and that's a fact of life, I swear on you guys, right-hand people. I swear on the Bible. Well, even more. I carry my own Bible. Give me a quick second. Trying to be as politically correct as possible. This is the Bible I believe in. It's the same as yours. It's just formatted so we can carry it around and keep refreshing our minds that God had a plan. Alright? And say, if you want me to swear with my right hand up and say it like this, I swear to God that this thing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay? And I swear to God that this thing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And that's a fact. Okay? When I was hit in the car, I managed to save the car from popping onto the sidewalk and hitting people and the building that was right there, and even a big post, a big those tree posts that we have lights and electricity running on them. So I would have been like squished like a bug. And so this is for your honor, for Wawanessa as well, to come on, give it up and stop making me wait for nothing. I think, I cannot tell you for sure, but I think I hit my head as well, because I do not recall getting out of my vehicle at all. How I got out of the vehicle, I really don't know. What I remember is I got hit, and I swore when I got hit, I went, and I yelled it loud, because I saw it, peripheral vision, just as trying to avoid it, but there was no way, it was impossible for me to avoid it. And then I remember like, holy shit, he hit me for real. that's the train of thought that went there. Holy jeez. I got this, and then in my mind, I don't know what happened, but then and the guy's running away. See, this is what happened. It was post-trauma, folks. Okay, he ran away from the scene. See, I don't know how I got out of the car. I don't know if they found him even afterwards. I cannot recall if they did or not. So I'm going to say for the first time in my life, it's actually safe to assume something. I might have hit my head there as well. I cannot tell you for sure, but I did have a little bruise on this side, right here, where my head had been fractured before. I've had fractures to the skull that weren't related to the car crash, but it actually, like, I'm almost sure I hit it again in that car. Like I said, I don't remember how I got out of the car, and I'm saying all this because I'm really getting hungry now. Okay, I've lost a penthouse, who knows what else I'm gonna lose, and I just want the world to do the right thing, and I guess I'm not gonna ever look at this as a 649. The pain is not worth the amount that you entitle me, but I do know that policy was paid, and policy premiums are owed to me, and that's a fact. You have all those papers in front of you as you're going to see this video. If you don't, my email address is stephanpoulin@rocketmail.com. I also have a phone number, 613-400-3359, and you can communicate with me that way. I was communicating with other people. There's been Colleen's and Lorraine's and a whole bunch of other people, and then I went through the Macus doctors that were hired by the insurance company to assess the situation, and the psychological doctor said nothing wrong with my head relating to the car crash, but if he was to assess me again, he would change that because it's driving me insane. I am having so much difficult being normal with you folks. Okay, I was abused and used my whole life. It had nothing to do with the car crash, but so much difficult. It's like I'm going insane because you're making me wait for something that should be mine again. And I'm really hoping you're gonna do the right thing this time. To talk about that, see, I'm gonna cry. Sorry. It hurts a lot. So if other people anyways get to see this message, they kids, keep wearing your seatbelts when you drive, and that's what saved my life. And I remember, I think God has a plan. Us Christians, we believe, so there's no chance to believe or not to believe, so there's a reason why this happened, and I have to focus, take my own psychology into it, not breaking down because of it. But if that psychological doctor was to reassess me, he would change his assessment. As for the neuro doctor, my C lines were out. That was directly linked to the car crash because it broke my elbow in the car as well. When I was squished this way, and the little handbrake part and stuff on the car damaged this side here, and also crushed some ligaments in the back of here, and this part here is all neuro. I couldn't see. I lost 2 fingers. These 2 fingers here due to neuro. Okay, so it's gotten better. The feeling has come back, yes, but nonetheless, it took. It's been, like I said, a year before the neuro part got a little bit better, but nonetheless, it took these 2 fingers out. I don't play as well on my guitar, even my piano. I can't reach. See these fingers, and they were built to be able to play the piano. This is my left side, and thank God I still have that for now. And but these, so I'm down to these three, and sometimes this finger here, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and this one here doesn't do anything at all. Okay, that's the neuro part. As for the job part, doctor, that you got me there, I'm not a warehouse guy. Well, no. That second job, the laboring job and the construction job, I was making $50 an hour as a carpenter. Okay, I went up that ladder, went from laborer to carpenter. Okay, foreman and architect actually, and that is a fact. And there's no way for me. I can't hammer. I can't hold the machinery. I can't lift anything. As most of you know, my children have changed province, and that's another issue as well. But I wasn't even able to hold them in my arms or to hug them. And the last time I saw them, yes, I got a chance to hold my daughter for a few seconds, but not without the major pain. And as for the physical part, okay, because the job doctor that was there, I cannot send myself back to school. That would be, back to work, that would be the most stupidest thing on the planet for a guy like me to do. And if we go with my real career, folks, I am pen name Stephen King, okay, those are my books, I write, okay, and I'm a superstar, okay, and I'm not trying to say that because I'm a superstar I deserve more. I'm not trying to get more. I'm trying to tell you that premiums were paid to you for $2 million liability bodily injury. So premiums are owed to me, $2 million liability. The extent of the bobo should not matter. It might when it's only a broken hand or something like that, okay, something that will heal. But with the spine, I'm telling you, it never does. Okay, Home Depot accident to me happened 15 years ago, folks, and it crushed the middle part of my back. You see it like that? This is standing up straight there. Okay, almost straight. Okay, they crushed that and it never healed. Okay, but with the car crash, which is this case here, okay, it's the bottom that did this and the top that did this. So I was like, see, so the body went. I'd show you if I could draw better right now, but I can't seem to get myself to even focus long enough to edit any of my work. Okay, I do some acting, yes I do. I do some movies and stuff, but I can only walk a little bit, and there is the permanent damage on top of that. We have a spine. Our spine is in our body, so when we walk, the spine, it acts like shock, like in your car. So your spine does this when you walk, okay? Meaning you have no pain, okay? You bounce, people bounce, okay, just by walking. So since the car crash, clink, and every step I take is clink and clink. There's no more bounce in my spine. There is no more shock system. So it's not at all healing at all. Okay, all the nerves, and there was a lot of damage in between my discs and stuff like that. The ligaments were ripped. The whole thing, it was swollen like crazy. At first it took a lot of medication to bring the swelling down, and that was a close death experience. I did not die, thank God again. I'm still alive and glad to be alive, because again, maybe the plan is for me to be able to show the future people not to give up on themselves as well. I don't know. Okay, but like I said, this is the video that I'll be sending you. It will be posted up as well, because the world does have the right to know. And like I said, hopefully you'll do the right thing, and instead of procrastinating and just to see, you're not gonna push me away from the 2-year limit we have. We have a 2-year limit, and that's what you're trying to do right now, is you're trying to see if I'll forget about it and I'll let it go, and then when it's 2 years you'll say, oh sorry Poulin, it's too late. Okay? I'm filing Monday. Okay? 13 months, 14 months, something like that. Okay? But the law states in Ontario, for a car crash, insurance companies, we have a limit of 2 years to file suit. So now I'm filing suit and want the whole thing. Thank you, Your Majesty. Stéphane Poulin, born 1976, April 12. 499519288. Thank you. I do want to be fair with the whole thing, and in case you don't have the papers, actually, they're right here again. And this was my old address. Like you can tell, I was covered between March 2012 and a whole 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the car crash. Still, it was near the end of this policy. There's another policy as well that came after that, but regarding this car crash, this is the policy. And if we live, that's the car I lost. And this is what I want Your Honor to read properly. Liability, $2 million. $2 million limit to bodily injury and property damage. Okay? And that's a fact. I didn't make this up. This policy is there. Okay? I do have to say that they reimbursed. they gave me $3,000 for the car. A $15,000 car actually. The motor was all souped up. Everything was worth more than the car. But if limit is $2 million, then you can deduct the $3,000 you already gave me for the vehicle. Okay, so the vehicle part and the police were involved and called on that date. The entire SWAT team was there, and that I do remember, because one of their members called out me by my own name. I was blown away by the whole thing. So those are facts. Okay, and aside from that, they've also paid up to $5,000 in physiotherapy. Folks, I can't even get to physiotherapy. Half of that money has already been used. So technically, Wawanessa would have the right, Your Honor, to deduct $8,000 only from the $2 million. Okay? The evidence is there, as well as copies of these papers should be, like I said before, in your briefcase or in front of you as well. If not, they will be there for sure. As I file on Monday, they will be entered as evidence with the filing of the case. Peace out. There is one last very, very important thing, is about 5 or 6 months prior to the car crash, I broke a world record with my legs. Supposedly I ran 780 meters in less than a minute. That video is available for you to watch on YouTube. So supposedly is not supposedly. I did run 780 meters in less than 1 minute prior to the car crash. Being the fastest man on the planet, folks, is another thing that should be taken into consideration by Your Honor. As like I said, now everybody in this city anyways, and all the movies that I've been making, including the Idiot Show and stuff like that. You can tell that it's been very difficult for me to even for a minute clip to walk straight is impossible. Okay? Thank you. The rest is on the papers with the court papers. Over and out.